First dinner party was an incredible success. Congratulations, Miss Nelson.
I wish the rice was fluffier.
What? You couldn't tell by me. I had seconds of everything. So did Ed, and so did my dad.
Yeah, well, I almost laughed in her face when Vanessa asked for my recipe for a hamburger stroganoff. She only took 2 bites of everything on her
well,
plate.
who cares about Vanessa, you know? I mean, the most important thing is that my dad and your mom were very impressed.
You know, I'm glad that we talked over that thing about Tim, because I could tell that it was still bothering you.
Yeah, I'm glad we talked about it, too. And as long as you don't make it a habit of dragging guys up here to use this apartment as a locker room, I think we'll be just fine.
He was upset.
Yeah.
I felt bad. You know, he had a fight with Trudy, and she ran off.
Listen, you know, I'd really like it a lot better if you didn't get all involved in their personal problems.
I'm not. It's just that people that I care about, I want to see them as happy as we are.
Impossible.
You know, I can't wait until you see this nursery that Alan's been working on for the new baby. It's just so nice, and Bert was up there helping him put it all together. It's just incredible.
I bet.
I think to bring home a new baby can be the most exciting part of 2 people's lives, don't you think?
Morgan, I don't even want to think about that until after I've at least finished my clerkship and interning.
Well, you're the one who brought up children first.
Right.
At our wedding day, you said that we could bring up all the children up to Laurel Falls and tell them about the romantic way we met and fell in love.
Did anyone ever tell you you talk too much?
No.
You do. Especially when I only have about 45 minutes left before I have to start work.
Oh, Henry.
Oh, I'm sorry to have asked you to come over here so early.
So what's up?
Well, Diane knows more about Stephanie than I thought she did. Or rather, than I hoped she did.
How much does she know?
Everything. She knows about our being in love. She knows about...
How'd she find it out?
Well, you remember when I told you that letters I'd written to Alan's father? Well, I wanted Brandon to know everything, so in case anything happened to me, there'd be someone I trusted who could take care of things.
So you think that Diane got a hold of those letters, and that's how she found out?
It's the only way she could have. The only way.
So Diane knows you have an illegitimate son just a few years younger than Vanessa, huh?
Yes, and you've got to find him for me. I've got to try to make up to the poor boy for the harm that was done him when his mother told him that I was his father. I don't know where you got your information.
It doesn't matter where I got the information, Henry, because you know it's the truth.
No, I don't have a son.
Fine, but you won't mind if I tell Vanessa what I suspect and let her check it out for herself.
If you go to Vanessa with one word of this, I swear you will not live.
Henry, please stop your pathetic, idle threats.
They are not idle, Diane, believe me.
Well, neither are mine. So just sign the necessary papers, and then I will buy your shares in Spaulding Enterprises at 1/4 of the current market value.
What?
You heard me. And once I have your shares, we will sit down and discuss a fair price for Vanessa's.
Now, with the stocks that Ross bought for Amanda, plus Henry's, plus my own, of course, I should have enough clout within the company to make Alan do whatever I want, or he'll lose everything he's...
Who is it?
Diane, it's Jackie.
Look, if you come here to talk about Philip, you wish... What the hell do you think you're doing?
I never was intimidated by your language, Diane, or your lack of humanity. I'm not about to start this morning. Now, I came here to talk to you, and you'd better listen to me very carefully.
And now, the award-winning Guiding Light. This portion is presented by High Point Decaffeinated Coffee with the hearty, robust flavor to decaffeinate the ones you love. And by Bounce, it gets clothes soft, free of static cling, and gives them long-lasting freshness.
Don't you have better things to do at this hour of the morning, Jackie? Like being home, taking care of your new little baby girl?
I have a nurse taking care of Samantha, but surely you'd be aware of such things, Diane, since Alan originally hired you as Philip's nanny. I came here because I'd do anything to protect Philip from your threats.
Well, in that case, it was a wasted trip, Jackie. Sorry. You see, I'm not threatening Philip. I'm threatening his Uncle Ross. Now, if Ross does everything that I've told him to do, Philip is going to be just fine. If not, well...
You have to be the most maliciously perverse woman I've ever known.
Well, we never did like each other very much, did we? Of course, that's nothing new. I mean, you always considered me a threat while you were married to Alan.
Oh, that's not true, Diane. I never liked you. But you were never a threat to my marriage, because Alan had long since ended that tawdry little affair he had with you.
Well, if it makes you happy to believe that, Jackie, you just go right ahead and believe it.
Alan gave you your position in the company as payment for all those personal favors you gave him while he was still married to Elizabeth. There's a name for women who take payment for those kinds of favors, Diane. But I think even that word is too good for you.
Whew. Jackie, I'm shocked. You know, I didn't think even you could be that naive. If you only knew all the times that Alan and I used to sit around laughing at you...
Stop it, Diane. Just stop it. It couldn't matter less to me now, even if it was true. But I know it does matter a great deal to you still, which is why you'd love people to believe that Alan is still attracted to you in that way, even though you know better than anyone else that he's not.
Oh, excuse me. Alan left just before you arrived, and neither of us got much sleep last night.
It's not going to work, Diane. Alan is so in love with Hope and so wrapped up in their new child, he doesn't even know you exist.
Well, that's what we want Hope and the rest of you to believe.
Oh.
Makes things much less complicated.
Would you stop changing the subject back to this sick little fantasy you have about Alan and just let me say what I came here to say?
Well, then say it.
Give up on this ridiculous notion you have that Ross can somehow persuade Alan to write Philip out of his will. Reason? He'll never be able to do it, no matter how much pressure you put on him.
Oh. Well, now, there's another difference between you and me, Jackie. I guess I just have more confidence in Ross's powers of persuasion than you do.
No one will ever persuade Alan to disinherit Philip. No one.
I don't agree. I think I could. That is if I'm forced to tell everyone in Springfield who Philip's real parents are. Whoa, wouldn't the press have a field day with that one? Oh, and not just the local press. I mean, Alan is such a newsworthy figure that the truth about Philip Spaulding would be all over the world in about 24 hours.
I always knew you were vindictive, Diane, but I had absolutely no
Jackie,
conception.
don't push your luck with me. I've had quite enough insults for one day. Thank you very much. Oh, good morning, Miss Hardwick.
Oh, hello, Miss Ballard. I was just listening to the news. They said it might rain later, so don't forget your umbrella.
I won't. Oh, Miss Hardwick, when the elevator comes, would you hold it for a minute, please? A friend of mine's just about to leave.
I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
I'm not finished yet.
Oh, yes, you are. Now, you just stop wasting my time trying to convince me to change my mind, and you concentrate on getting Ross to make certain that Philip is not in Alan's will. Because if you don't, you are going to have a lot of explaining to do when that poor boy comes to you, asking how two such honest, high-principled people could have lied to him from the day he was born. Ooh. Boy, I just ran 2 miles. I was going to run another half. Incredible. You look incredible. How do they feel, Ross? Are they too tight? Are they too snug?
No. They feel fine. A little different, but they feel fine. What do you think? Is it working? I mean, does my new image make me look a little more casual, a little more relaxed?
I don't see a furrowed brow anywhere.
Listen, you play your cards right, you can get a smile out of me.
Don't.
What's the matter?
Oh, I'm hardly a sight to behold over your morning coffee.
Hey, let me be the judge of that.
Ross, I'm all hot and sweaty. Come on.
You're not hot and sweaty, you're just glowing. That's all. You know, when I hold you like this, it's like holding a positive life force. That's what it's like. Let it ring.
I can't. Why don't you go look in the mirror and see how cute you look?
All right.
Hello?
Oh, Lord.
Don't be silly. I've been up for an hour. I just ran 2 miles and I was going to go in the kitchen and make some breakfast. It can wait. What can I do for you, Diane?
I would have had fresh squeezed orange juice, but we don't have a squeezer.
Well, we could always trade in Vanessa's chafing dish. Who knows, I may even throw in a few extra crates of oranges just to make it an even deal.
Very funny. Go.
Thanks. Hey, how come you straightened this place up? I told you I'd give you a hand when I got out of the shower.
No, it's okay, it's okay. I wanted us to have some time before you have to go to work.
Uh-huh.
'Cause there's something that I want to talk about. Okay? So, sit down.
Why do I get the feeling I'm not going to like what you're about to say?
Oh, come on. Come on. You have to go at this with an open mind. Don't start jumping to conclusions. Now, I want to get a job to try to help with expenses.
Morgan, can't we talk about this when I get home from the hospital?
No, because then the whole other day will have gone by when I haven't done anything to help with the budget at all.
We're managing.
No, we're not. I mean, that dinner last night, it took a big, huge cut out of our budget for the week. And that's why I want to get... I really shopped hard for that food, you know, and it's just so expensive, and that's why I want to get a job to try to help with all the expenses. Come on, Kelly, what do you say, please?
Morgan, your mom and I had this long talk last night. Look, before you get upset, let me finish, okay? It worries her a lot that you're not going to college. You know?
Yeah, well, I'm not...
No, hold it. Hear me out first. She put all that money aside for Brandon Spaulding, in Brandon Spaulding's will in a trust fund for your education, and you're not using it. Now, I'm not saying you should get a degree or anything, but I'm thinking that maybe you should give it a couple of semesters, see how it works out.
I don't have to go for a couple semesters to know that I hate classrooms and studying. And I don't see how 1 or 2 semesters is going to do me any good anyway.
Well, I mean, you never know. When it's going to come in handy, when you're going to have to get a job, and you can always command a higher salary when you have some college credits behind you.
I need a job now, Kelly, to help with the budget now, when we have problems with it. When you finish your internship and you finish your clerkship, you'll be a full-fledged doctor. We won't need 2 incomes anymore to help.
Well, you never know. It's always best to have something to fall back on. I mean, just in case something might happen.
Well, Kelly, don't say that. I really hate that.
What? No, I'm not saying that something's going to happen. I'm just saying that it's wise to have something to fall back on in case it does. So you just give it some thought, okay? For me?
Well, if you put it like that, all right, I'll think about it.
Thanks. Sit down.
But it won't help with our budget. And I'll do it if you'll make a bargain with me.
A bargain?
Mm-hmm. Well, if I agree to consider going to 1 or 2 semesters of college, we will use some of the money that Brandon Spaulding left that I have for some furniture or something.
No.
Kelly, why not?
Look, I'm not going to have anybody saying that I married you because of your financial situation. I'm serious.